Hello, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to learn listening English with a story. Cherry Blossom Day in Japan. In the beautiful countryside of Japan, spring was a very special time. It was the season of cherry blossoms, or sakura. Cherry blossoms are small pink and white flowers that bloom on cherry trees. When they bloom, they cover the trees in soft, beautiful colors. People all over Japan celebrate this time with cherry blossom festivals, called hanami. In a small village in the Japanese countryside, the Cherry Blossom Festival was a very important tradition. Every year, when the cherry trees were in full bloom, the villagers would gather to celebrate. The village was surrounded by hills covered with cherry trees. For a few weeks in spring, these hills turned into a sea of pink and white blossoms. It was a breathtaking sight, like a dream come true. On the day of the festival, the village came alive early in the morning. People started to prepare for the celebration. They cleaned the park under the biggest cherry trees. They put up paper lanterns and decorations. Vendors set up stalls to sell food and drinks. There were stalls selling traditional Japanese foods like sushi, rice balls, onigiri, and sweet dumplings, dango. There were also stalls selling drinks like green tea and sweet fruit juice. The smells of cooking food filled the air, making everyone hungry and excited. People came to the festival dressed in their best clothes. Many women wore beautiful kimonos, traditional Japanese robes in bright spring colors. Children wore colorful clothes and ran around excitedly. Families came together, ready to enjoy the day. The main activity of the Cherry Blossom Festival was to admire the cherry blossoms. People spread out picnic mats under the cherry trees. They sat with their families and friends, looking up at the beautiful pink and white flowers above them. They brought picnic baskets filled with food and drinks. They ate and talked and laughed under the cherry trees. They enjoyed the beauty of nature and the company of their loved ones. It was a time for relaxing and enjoying the peaceful atmosphere. Children played games under the cherry trees. They flew kites in the gentle spring breeze. They chased each other around the trees, laughing and having fun. The park was filled with the happy sounds of children playing. Musicians played traditional Japanese music. The soft sounds of flutes and drums drifted through the air, adding to the peaceful and festive mood. Some people sang traditional songs about spring and cherry blossoms. As the day went on, the park became more and more crowded. People from nearby towns and even from the city came to join the Cherry Blossom Festival in the village. Everyone wanted to see the beautiful blossoms and enjoy the traditional celebration. Some people brought cameras to take pictures of the cherry blossoms. They wanted to capture the beauty of the flowers and remember this special day. The pink and white blossoms against the blue sky made for wonderful photographs. As evening approached, the festival continued. The paper lanterns hanging in the park were lit up. The lanterns glowed softly, creating a magical atmosphere under the cherry trees. People stayed in the park even after sunset. They enjoyed the cherry blossoms in the soft light of the lanterns. Night sakura, or cherry blossoms at night, were also very beautiful and special. Some food stalls stayed open late, selling warm snacks and drinks. People enjoyed a late evening picnic under the lanterns, still admiring the cherry blossoms and enjoying the company of friends and family. As the night deepened, the festival slowly came to an end. People started to pack up their picnic mats and decorations. Vendors closed their stalls. The park became quieter again. People walked home slowly, carrying happy memories of the Cherry Blossom Festival. They had enjoyed a beautiful day surrounded by nature, tradition, and the company of loved ones. They looked forward to the next year, when the cherry blossoms would bloom again, and the village would celebrate Cherry Blossom Day once more. The Cherry Blossom Festival was a time to appreciate the beauty of spring, to celebrate tradition, and to enjoy the simple joys of life with family and community in the peaceful Japanese countryside. Hope you enjoyed the story. Please like and subscribe to my channel for more stories like this. Thank you. Hello, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to learn listening English with a story. Mama Duck's Love. In a peaceful park near a clear blue lake lived a mama duck. Mama Duck was a kind and gentle duck. She had soft brown and white feathers and bright orange feet. Mama Duck loved her ducklings very much. Mama Duck had 5 little ducklings. They were small and fluffy and yellow. They were very cute and playful. Mama Duck loved to watch her ducklings play. Every morning, Mama Duck would wake up early. She would gently nudge her ducklings to wake them up too. Quack, quack, Mama Duck would softly call. Wake up, little ones. It's a new day. The ducklings would peep and chirp and wiggle their little wings. They were always happy to wake up and start a new day with their mama. After waking up, Mama Duck would lead her ducklings to the lake. The lake was their playground and their kitchen. It was where they would swim and find food. Mama Duck would swim in front, showing her ducklings the way. The ducklings would follow closely behind her, paddling their little feet in the water. They made a line in the water, Mama Duck first, then her 5 little ducklings following behind. When they reached a good spot in the lake, Mama Duck would show her ducklings how to find food. She would dip her head under the water and search for tasty plants and small bugs. Look, little ones, Mama Duck would say, food is here. You can find it too. The ducklings would try to copy their mama. They would dip their heads under the water and try to find food. Sometimes they found something tasty, and sometimes they just got their heads wet. But Mama Duck was always patient and encouraging. She would show them again and again until they learned how to find food for themselves. After eating, the ducklings would play in the water. They would splash and paddle and chase each other. They would dive under the water and pop back up again. They would make happy little duckling sounds. Mama Duck would watch her ducklings play. She felt very happy to see them so joyful and carefree. She kept a close eye on them, making sure they were safe and having fun. If a duckling got too far away, Mama Duck would gently quack to call it back. If a duckling looked tired, Mama Duck would let it rest on her back while she swam. Mama Duck always knew how to take care of her ducklings. In the afternoon, when the sun was high and warm, Mama Duck would lead her ducklings to a shady spot under a big tree near the lake. It was time for a rest. Mama Duck would gather her ducklings close to her under her warm wings. The ducklings would snuggle close to their mama, feeling safe and comfortable. They would close their eyes and take a nap, listening to Mama Duck's soft quacks and the gentle sounds of the park. Mama Duck would stay awake, watching over her sleeping ducklings. She was always protecting them, keeping them safe from any danger. Her love for her ducklings was strong and constant. As evening came, Mama Duck would lead her ducklings back to their nest, a cozy and safe place she had made for them in the tall grass. She would tuck them in with her wings and keep them warm through the night. Every day was like this for Mama Duck and her ducklings. Swimming, eating, playing, resting, and always being together, filled with Mama Duck's gentle love and care. Mama Duck's love was a warm and strong love. It was a love that kept her ducklings safe, fed, and happy. It was a love that showed in every gentle quack, every watchful eye, every warm wing. It was the special love of a mother, a love that is always there, always giving, always protecting. And Mama Duck's ducklings felt that love every day, in every moment they spent with their kind and loving mama. They were lucky ducklings to have such a wonderful mother to care for them and love them so much. Hope you enjoyed the story. Please like and subscribe to my channel for more stories like this. Thank you.
Hello, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to learn listening English with a story. The Brave Little Rabbit. In a cozy burrow under a big tree lived a little rabbit named Benny. Benny was a sweet and gentle rabbit. He loved to play in the daytime, hopping in the sunny fields and eating sweet clover. But Benny was afraid of the dark. When the sun went down and the night came, Benny would feel scared. The dark shadows in the forest seemed big and strange. He would hide in his burrow and stay there until the sun came up again. All through the night, Benny would stay inside, even though his friends, the other little rabbits, would sometimes play outside in the moonlight. They told him stories of fireflies and cool night breezes and the quiet beauty of the night. But Benny was too afraid to join them. One evening, Benny was in his burrow, feeling a little bit sad. He could hear his friends laughing and playing outside. He wished he could be brave enough to go out in the dark, but his fear held him back. Suddenly he heard a soft knock at his burrow door. Tap, tap, tap. Benny was a little surprised. Who could be visiting him at night? He peeked out of his burrow door. It was wise old Mr. Owl. Mr. Owl was known for his wisdom and his gentle nature. "Hello, Benny," Mr. Owl said softly. "Are you inside all alone?" "Hello, Mr. Owl," Benny said shyly. "Yes, I am. just resting. Mr. Owl smiled kindly. I know you are afraid of the dark, Benny, Mr. Owl said gently. But the night is not scary, little one. The night is just different. Benny looked down at his paws. He felt a little bit embarrassed that Mr. Owl knew his secret fear. Would you like to see the night with me, Benny? Mr. Owl offered. Just for a little while. I can show you that the night can be beautiful and peaceful. Benny hesitated. He was still scared, but Mr. Owl's voice was so kind and gentle. And Benny was also curious about what the night was really like. Okay, Benny said quietly. Maybe just for a little bit. Mr. Owl smiled. Wonderful, he said. Come, let's go slowly. Mr. Owl waited patiently as Benny slowly hopped out of his burrow. Benny felt a little bit nervous as he stepped out into the darkness, but Mr. Owl was there beside him, calm and reassuring. The forest at night did look different. The shadows were long and stretched, making shapes that Benny didn't recognize. But as his eyes got used to the darkness, Benny started to see other things too. The moon was shining brightly in the sky. It was a big, round, silver moon. The moonlight made the forest look silvery and magical. Everything seemed softer and quieter in the moonlight. Mr. Owl pointed to the sky with his wing. Look, Benny, he said softly. See the stars? They are like tiny diamonds scattered across the dark sky. They only come out at night. Benny looked up at the sky. He had never really seen the stars before. In the daytime, the sky was bright blue, and you couldn't see them. But now, in the dark night, the stars twinkled and shone. They were beautiful. Wow, Benny whispered. He was amazed by the stars. Mr. Owl led Benny slowly through the forest. The night air was cool and gentle on Benny's fur. He could hear soft sounds all around him. The rustling of leaves in the breeze, the gentle chirping of crickets, the distant hoot of another owl. The night sounds were different from the daytime sounds, but they were not scary. They were peaceful and calming. Mr. Owl showed Benny fireflies twinkling in the grass. The fireflies were like tiny living stars, blinking their soft lights in the darkness. Benny had never seen fireflies so clearly before. In the daytime, they were just small brown bugs. But at night, they were magical. They walked to a small pond. In the moonlight, the pond looked like a pool of silver. Mr. Owl pointed to the water. Look, Benny, he whispered. Benny looked at the pond. He saw little lights dancing on the surface of the water. They were reflections of the stars and the moon. The pond looked like it was filled with starlight. It's beautiful, Benny whispered. He was starting to forget his fear. The night was not scary at all. It was beautiful and peaceful and full of wonders. Mr. Owl smiled. The night is just a different kind of day, Benny, he said gently. It has its own beauty and its own wonders. You just need to open your eyes and see them. Benny spent a little while longer walking with Mr. Owl in the night forest. He saw and heard and felt so many new things. He saw the beauty of the stars, the magic of fireflies, the peace of the moonlit pond. He realized that the night was not something to be afraid of, but something to explore and enjoy. Finally, it was time for Benny to go back to his burrow. He felt tired but happy. He thanked Mr. Owl for showing him the night. Thank you, Mr. Owl, Benny said gratefully. The night is really beautiful. I am not so scared anymore. Mr. Owl smiled. I am glad, little Benny, he said. Bravery is not about not being afraid. Bravery is about being afraid, but still trying new things and learning to see the beauty in everything, even in the darkness. Benny went back to his burrow and went to sleep. But this night he didn't feel scared. He felt peaceful and happy. He knew that the night was not his enemy anymore. It was just a different part of the day, full of its own special wonders. From that night on, Benny was not afraid of the dark anymore. He still loved to play in the daytime, but now he also enjoyed exploring the night. He would go out with his friends and watch the stars, chase fireflies, and listen to the quiet sounds of the night forest. He learned to be brave, and he discovered a whole new world of beauty that he had been missing when he stayed hidden in his burrow. And he knew that even when things seem scary or different, there can always be beauty and wonder waiting to be discovered, if you are just brave enough to look. Hope you enjoyed the story. Please like and subscribe to my channel for more stories like this. Thank you.